Since late 2022, the way we interact with artificial intelligence has been defined by the prompt. These models are remarkably intelligent, but they are also entirely passive. They sit idle until a human tells them exactly what to do. This creates a significant bottleneck. Even with the best AI, users are still stuck with the manual labor of the digital world, moving data between tabs, copying snippets of code, and jumping between disconnected applications to get a single project finished. Google's strategy with Gemini 4 is to move past the chat window entirely. They aren't just building a better assistant, they're attempting to build a digital employee that functions with its own agency. This represents a shift in the AI arms race. While OpenAI works to maintain its lead in conversational reasoning, Google is leveraging its massive ecosystem to change how we interact with computers at a systemic level. To function without constant human supervision, an AI needs three specific capabilities. It has to perceive its digital environment, it must be able to plan complex workflows over long periods of time, and finally, it needs the authority to execute those actions across different apps. In this new landscape, the value of a model isn't found in how well it answers a question, it's measured by its capacity for independent action. Most current AI stitches together separate systems for text, images, and sound. Information often gets lost in translation. That Gemini uses a unified multimodal transformer. It processes text, images, video, and code simultaneously in a single space. Perception also requires a massive amount of active memory. Rumors suggest Gemini 4 will push the boundaries of context windows into the multi-million token range, far exceeding the capacity of its closest competitors. With that much room, the AI can hold an entire company's codebase, months of business data, and complex legal archives in its focus simultaneously. It doesn't lose track of the objective because it never has to forget the beginning of the file to read the end. This unified architecture allows the model to observe a complex digital workspace without the fragmentation found in modular systems. It creates a stable, high-resolution awareness of every data stream it's assigned to manage. But perception alone isn't enough to finish a job. If an AI drifts off task or loses its train of thought during a long workflow, the entire process breaks down. Demis Hassabis and the team at DeepMind address this with a deep think mode. This allows the model to allocate more processing power to difficult problems, slowing down to strategize before it takes its first action. In the vending bench simulation, the AI ran a virtual business for a year. It made automated adjustments to pricing and supply chains to handle market fluctuations, maintaining a coherent strategy without drifting or hallucinating. This ability to strategize turns the AI into a long-term planner. It moves from providing quick, reflexive answers to managing complex, multi-step projects. Of course, a plan is purely theoretical if the AI can't actually click buttons or navigate through the software we use every day. And that's where Project Mariner comes in. It's the mechanism that allows Gemini to autonomously pilot a web browser, scrolling, clicking, and interacting with websites exactly like a human employee would. But Google's biggest advantage here is integration. Rather than relying on third-party plugins that users have to install, they are embedding these agentic capabilities directly into workspace tools like Gmail and Docs. This allows the AI to operate across different apps seamlessly. It can read a request in an email, pull the data from a spreadsheet, and draft a summary in a document without any manual intervention from the user. Execution is the final piece of the puzzle. It transforms the AI from a system that observes the internet into an active operator within it. Imagine giving a single voice command. From that prompt, the agent analyzes a financial report, identifies risks, schedules a team meeting, and drafts a summary email. 5 tasks that required manual context switching are collapsed into one single action. But autonomy also introduces significant dangers. A single hallucination could result in unauthorized purchases or the distribution of sensitive, incorrect information. There are also deep privacy concerns. Granting a cloud-based AI unrestricted access to your internal workspace means streaming your most proprietary data directly to a third party. As AI moves toward independent action, the potential for productivity gains is massive, but it also creates an autonomous vector for corporate liability that we are only beginning to understand. To solve this privacy crisis, Google is working on a compression breakthrough called TurboQuant, alongside their open-source Gemma 4 models. By shrinking these models down while maintaining their intelligence, Google can run the AI on the edge. This means your data is processed locally, keeping sensitive information off the cloud entirely. This ensures the agentic power of Gemini 4 can run in the background of consumer hardware, acting as a personal assistant that doesn't sacrifice security. We are moving past the age of the conversational chatbot. The future of AI isn't finding a model that talks like a human, it's finding the one that quietly handles work in the background.